everybody. Welcome to the Tyler Henderson Show. We've got a guest with us here, a familiar face. This is Jess. How are you feeling, Jess?
I'm alive. I'm on the right side of the dirt, so we'll call it a win.
Nice. So, yesterday, me and Jess were chopping it up on the phone for about 2 hours. Talked about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. Jess just couldn't stop pointing out how smart I was and how shocked he was. And I was like, I don't know where you've been, dude. This is just me. This is just me. So we're excited to get all into it. He said, yeah, my cousin said, flip it onto the other screen. But I think it looks good. I got it pulled up on my cell phone here. What do you say? Move the mouse. Oh, I got the mouse on the screen. My bad. All right. Yeah, we're feeling good. We're going to get right into it. So, what do you want to dive into first, Jess? Do we want to talk a little bit about the Candace Owens debate and then move into the vaccine? Because I feel like the vaccine is going to be the heavy hitter.
It's your show, buddy. You fucking drive this ship.
All right.
Where are we going?
I guess we'll sail and we'll talk a little bit about the Candace Owens debate, kind of get your take on it, wait on some people to hop in here, and then we'll get to the featured news, I guess. So, what did you think about that debate yesterday?
Oh, it was disappointing. I thought Andrew Wilson was gonna come with something, but then again, if you've been paying attention, you know how the entire case against Tyler Robinson is just paper thin, because that shit's a patsy setup.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like the J6 pipe bomber, and it's all the same people. Fucking, so why would it not have been a fucking setup? They don't have a single picture of this dude anywhere on that campus. There's nothing. There's just all these blurry photos, and they're like, "Yep, that's Tyler Robinson," and they tell you that. And even in the courtroom, did you notice how they were like, in that preliminary hearing, at one point they were like, "This is Tyler Robinson," and even the judge was like, "Well, there's no confirmation of that. You can't refer to him that way." And they were like, "This individual." Like, so even the judge is pointing out that there's like, well, whoever the fuck that is on the rooftop, we will fucking evidently never fucking know.
No, not until they're ready. I think the most disappointing part about the whole debate to me was like Andrew Wilson really talked himself up and was like acting like he knew the case in and out, because he said, you know, there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. He didn't really know much of anything other than Candace Owens does conspiracy theories. Is kind of what it seemed like he knew, and that was about it.
Well, that's how a lot of people have been programmed, is just to read the headlines, right? So Andrew Wilson came in there pitching the same Fed slop lines as it's overwhelming evidence. And then none of them have ever stated any of this fucking evidence that's overwhelming. They just say these things. It's low information attention to like any number of issues, right? Like, just like you end up with the same low information voters that just pick a side and they're like, that's my side, and then they just defend it. That's the difference. The people in the middle will examine information and then come to a conclusion, where the majority of people in the matrix have been programmed to just pick a side, and it's easier that way, right? I mean, it's difficult to follow along with Baron Coleman and Candace and Bray and all the different evidence and videos out there to really understand what happened. So it's everybody's fucking busy as fuck. So it's far easier just to read a headline and be like, yep, whatever that guy said. And people will just pick a person and be like, oh no, I just believe whatever that person tells me, because of the time it takes to invest into information, digest it, and then come to your own conclusion.
Yeah, it's like they flood the zone. Like, you see more of the like side choosers, like the diehard partyists, than you do the actual people in the middle. I feel like that's just because they're the loudest. I feel like the majority of the people are moving towards being smarter, I guess you would say.
that's the other dead giveaway, right? On like how you know Tyler Robinson's bullshit, because both Fox News and CNN agree that Tyler Robinson is the fucking shooter. Just like CNN and Fox News agree that the war with Iran is good. Just like CNN and Fox News agree that Jeffrey Epstein didn't work for Mossad and he didn't traffic fucking girls to nobody, right? Like, when CNN and Fox News agree on anything, you know that no, dude, that shit's made up and bullshit. So like, then that's the flooding the zone. I mean, that's the first dead giveaway of like the best way to figure out like what's bullshit. You just flip on fucking mainstream media and be like, what are these dipshits saying about it?
That is one of my favorite things to do, is like, if I haven't really looked into like a new piece of news, I will literally turn on Fox News and I'll try to listen to what they say and decipher it, because you can read their language. Basically, whatever they're saying, just take the opposite of it and you know that's true. I swear, I will literally turn Fox News and just try to decode it. And it works every time.
Yeah, right?
And it works every time. Yesterday, somebody asked me, they were like, where do you source your information from? And I was like, well, I just listen to a few different people, and then I kind of come up with my own analysis and my own, you know, information, kind of make my own analysis of it. I feel like you can't just listen to one person, you know. If you just listen to one person, that person is going to be biased in some areas and not in others. So you do need to have like a vast pool of information, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, you should listen to people that you hate and you don't agree with, because like, just because you don't like somebody doesn't make them wrong about shit. And even a broken clock is right twice a day. I bet that goes over your head. Have you ever seen an analog clock? Does that even make sense to you?
Okay, buddy. I'm about to come through this TV, I swear.
No,
Yes.
but like, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just
That goes
because
over
the
my head.
fucking
You said that to me twice on the phone yesterday. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Explain it for a young Gen Zer. What does that even mean?
So like the Democrat Party, they push your transgender bullshit, right? And you're like, the Democrats are for transgender. That's fucking stupid. Like, you can't have chicks with dicks. That's not real. That's fake. That doesn't make everything the Democrats say fake and
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Like, Glenn Greenwald is is a great reporter, but like holds some very leftist views. That doesn't, just because Glenn Greenwald is a homosexual Jew, it doesn't make him wrong about the things he says. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And that comes from like, let me explain that. It's like 15th, 16th, 17th century shit, right? People only bathed once a week. You would fill up the bathtub with water and the whole family would bathe, and you would wash the baby last. You would go from the oldest down to the youngest in this bath. And by the time you got to the youngest, the water was so fucking dirty, you couldn't see shit.
Ew.
So the whole thing is, when you go to dump your bath, don't dump your baby out with your bath water.
Yeah, I guess I never knew that, but that's pretty gross. That's kind of disgusting. Why would you wash? It doesn't really make any sense. Why would you wash the cleanest last? You know, like I assume the baby's
The cleanest last?
Anyway, I mean, I assume.
Honestly, you know, the same reason, like, you know, why I think fucking a lot of kids today have allergies is because people over clean their houses, and then kids aren't introduced to bacterias and shit. Like, I mean, dear God, dude, you should take your kid outside and roll them around in the mud so they get some natural immunities built up. There you Oh my God, natural immunities. How does your immune system work? You have to be introduced to those things, just like probiotics have to be introduced to your system. So it actually makes sense to fucking wash the baby last, introduce it to some of these bacteria and things to start building up its fucking immunity. I mean, I doubt anybody like thought of it in those terms. But
No, I didn't.
at the time, no, I mean, even at the time, I think it was just kind of a like, you know, you're the adult, you're running shit. I'm going to wash myself in the clean water. You fucking kids will wash in the dirty water. Fuck you.
So I think this is a good pivot point, because that's kind of what I'm going to weave in, is, you know, you're the adult, you're going to do what I say. That's what you pretty much just said. So the big ordeal that we're going to talk about today is the COVID vaccine, what it did to people, and kind of the stuff going on online about it. So recently, I've been seeing certain accounts, like the Health Ranger. I don't think the Health Ranger is like a bad person or anything, but I've been seeing some stuff that I don't like. So yes, we know that the COVID vaccine was not 100% safe and effective. We know that. We know that the people that went out by their own free will and got it were idiots. I mean, really, they were idiots. But there's a certain narrative that I'm seeing being spread around online, and it's like, fuck the non-vax, or fuck the vaxxed. Don't trust the vax. Pure bloods only. And everybody had a choice. That's not true. Not everyone had a choice. Okay? Yes, if you were over 18, you probably had a choice. And if you went out and got it, why would you do that? Now, I personally didn't really have a choice. My little brother didn't really have a choice. My little sister didn't really have a choice, okay? So, I can remember whenever these vaccines were rolling out, I was paying attention, keeping up to date, seeing that it's killing people. If it's not killing people, it's giving them myocardosis. It's not safe for you, right? You probably shouldn't take it. I'm the ripe age of...
How old were you?
I was 14.
There you go.
So, at the ripe age of 14, I can see this, and I would like to point out that at this point in time, my stepmom was pregnant with my little sister, and my dad was a hardcore, he's a Joe Biden fan, right? He loved that guy. So, the vaccines start rolling out, and they probably waited 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, and they tell me, we're gonna go get this vaccine. Why would you do that? That's literally what I said to my dad. I said, why the fuck would you do that? I said, it's hurting people. It's not safe. And he said, we're not going to go get the ones that are killing people like Pfizer and Moderna. We're not going to get that one. I said, but you're going to get one in general? You're going to go get a shot that's hurting people. It's not safe. It's not effective. And he's like, yeah, we're going to go get it. And you're going to get one too. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting that. I'm scared. I'm actually literally...
Your dad knew that it was hurting people and knew
Yes.
that the Pfizer and the Moderna vax had problems.
Yes.
And still, that's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. So they tell me I'm going to get it. I'm like, no, I'm scared as hell. I'm not getting it, you know? And
Where
he's
were
like,
you getting information about the vax at this time?
I remember particularly a few YouTube channels. There was Ryan Upchurch talking about it. There was this guy named Adam Calhoun talking about it. And they're like country rappers. They don't make like great music, but they give great political takes. I used to love those guys whenever I was that age. And there was a few, it wasn't all credible sources either, because there was TikTok too. There was Instagram. Like, it wasn't all credible sources, but you know, you see enough posts about it, and then you start looking into it and like, oh, it's legit. It's legit not safe. You know?
Are you telling me you were not watching CNN?
No, I never watched a news channel unless my dad had it on in the morning. So that's why I was...
So bring the story back to your dad and you talking about needing to get the vaccine.
Okay, so he's like saying he's not going to get Pfizer or Moderna because it's not safe and it's killing people, and he knows that. Okay, so then why are you going to fucking get one at all? Because your sister's about to be born and she can't be getting that shit because COVID will kill her. It kills babies. Okay, but this vaccine is killing people. People in general, it's killing people. COVID's actually not killing that many people, and I point that out to him. Bullshit! Bullshit! Okay, so they all load up.
Did your parents have any social media at the time?
They had a joint Facebook account.
Yeah, which was full lockdown.
But like I said, dude, they were Democrats, so they were tuned in to all those, you know, leftist media. and they were pushing that it was safe and effective, and Anthony Fauci was their hero because they were gonna end the virus with him. So,
but it was mainly that fear factor for them. Like he stated, like it was total fear factor.
Yes.
It was like your sister's gonna die.
Yeah. So they load up, my dad, my stepmom, and my little brother, and they go get this shot. And I'm pissed. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I am pissed off. Like, how are you so fucking stupid? You know, whatever. Well, I'm more pissed that they gave it to my little brother. So they go out and they get their first shot. They get back home and they're like, don't be in here around us. Go to your room. If you're going to be at home, don't come out of your room.
they went and got vaxxed against it. And so they're vaccinated against corona.
That's my favorite part.
And then isolated you.
That's my favorite part.
Room.
They start telling me, and when your sister's born, you're not holding her because you're going to kill her. You're literally going to kill your sister, Tyler. Blah, 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 blah. You know, every day for like a fucking week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't remember. It was either a week or two that I would not go get it. And they would not get off my ass. Like, I literally was not allowed to sit at the dinner table with my family. I had to literally stay in my room. So they're on my ass, on my ass, on my ass. My mom, I remember, was calling my dad every day. Because whenever they told me they was going to go get it, I'm like, I'm scared as fuck. And she's calling my dad, do not get them that shot. They do not need that COVID shot. It's not safe. Do not get them that shot. Well, she finds out that they made my little brother go get it. So she went down and she got one. They're still on my ass to go get one. So I went and I got the first shot. I went and got the first shot. You know, you're supposed to go get one shot, come back in 2 weeks. Well, I didn't go back and get boosters and all that. I didn't get any of them. But then I was like, just leave me the fuck alone. Okay. I went and got your first shot. And then, so I go get this first shot. I'm scared as fuck. I mean, I am terrified for like 2 or 3 months that I'm just going to fall over dead or my heart's going to stop beating because that was a common thing. You know, you get myocardosis and just die, especially if you're a young man. That was very common.
One of my friends that was 51 died on the toilet. Same thing. Heart fucking.
And
just
so
days after.
You can say that, you know, I could have rode this out and fought it and not got the vaccine, whatever. You can say that all day long. Sure, I caved, I guess, in a sense. But my little brother didn't have a choice. My little sister didn't have a choice. So not everyone has a choice. And that's why it really pisses me off whenever people go online and they're like, everybody had a choice. I told my fucking kids to only marry the fucking pure bloods, boy. And it's like, hey, kudos to you if you didn't scare the shit out of your kids into going and get one and like hold your unborn baby sister over them, your only sister that you're ever gonna have. Kudos to you if you didn't do that. But some people literally were like alienated. Some people were fired from their jobs, which is a little different. You can get a different job, but it's like when your own family is alienating you and they're telling you like you're going to kill your little sister, you're not allowed to come out of your room at your own house. It's, yeah, do you have a choice and you could be secluded for the rest of your life? Or you could just go get one shot and potentially die. Like I said, after getting the shot, dude, I was still fucking terrified that I was just gonna fall over dead. You know? So.
Yeah, and well, that's how evil and insidious it is that fear. And not only the fear that the media and the government put into your parents, but then that your parents turned and poured that fear onto you, which is, as a parent, I can't imagine doing that to my kids. Like that is the exact opposite of your job. Your job is to make your kids feel safe. Spreading fear like that is one of the worst things you can do to a person. But the other point in that, and when I was talking to you, something I've noticed in people, and like yourself, who's pretty aware to what's going on, which a lot of people find rare because you're only, what, 18, right?
I'm 19, but yeah.
You're 19 now, yeah. So, you know, and from your perspective, you're like, a lot of us didn't have a choice, but everybody else that's online that's an adult that's talking about it really is referring to other adults. Like I definitely am one of those people that says like, no, everybody had a choice. Everybody had a choice. Like even I had a buddy working in the government at the time, and like he never took it, and they harassed him and were like this and that and would make him sit in his office, and it's just like I was like, I'd call him, what are you doing? And he'd just be scrolling TikTok all day. He's like, oh, I can't leave my office today, you know, because the corona fear is extra high. But he never got that jab. They never fired him. And like I have yet to hear of anybody who was actually fired for not getting the vax. It was all these empty threats. And I can't even grasp how, like yourself, you found that other information, but like adults that would find that other same information about, you know, the possible deaths, the side effects, the Bell's palsy, like half your face going limp.
My
Like
aunt
that was
got
fucking that's wild as shit, dude. Like the problems were insane. And what was even more insane, that like in my entire circle, I couldn't even find a single firsthand account, second or third hand, of anybody I knew that was aware of anyone who died from corona.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the most absurd part to me. Like a couple people, like you'd hear like, oh yeah, so-and-so died from corona. And it'd be like, oh, how old were they? 92? And it's just like, oh, 92, huh?
Well, they were adding car crashes in as coronavirus deaths.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
literally.
There was one of those that happened here in Sioux Falls. Like somebody died in a car accident and they got listed as a corona death, and it was just like, oh my God, dude.
You know, I can understand if you were scared about it, but dude, I can tell you, you know, I was semi-scared of coronavirus, but I didn't think like, oh, if I get coronavirus, I'm gonna die. I was more scared of the fucking vaccine than I was the damn virus. I'm not even kidding. So like, that's why I held out in my room for like 2 weeks, and then finally was like, okay, all right, that's enough. Let me out of here. But I'm telling you, I was literally more scared of the shot than the actual virus, and I don't understand how my parents didn't see that. I really don't, and I regret even taking that first one, because it's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You really don't know what's gonna happen. And like, I don't know what's gonna happen to my little brother. I don't know what's gonna happen to my little sister. We don't know the effects. They pushed out a vaccine in like, what, less than a year, right?
Oh, it's so bizarre, dude. I in all that stuff that's come out, like the vaccine was given to us by China. Like they had the formula or whatever, and they just gave it to Pfizer, and Pfizer just cranked it out. Nobody even asked questions. I don't even think they fucking looked at it to see what it is. But all the wild shit in the motherfucker, and then there's I can't remember. Looking into it, they said there was like different batches, and obviously there were, if you know the reports, there's different side effects that came from the shots from different companies, and when that's just the thing, we're never going to get answers.
No.
And you can't tell if it was done out of pure greed, or if there was an insidious plot to actually get people sick or depopulate people, or if that's just the result of being a greedy cocksucker, right? And just not giving a fuck if it kills people or not. Like that's what is really fucking weird, is like, is there actual motivation to kill people, or is it a side effect of them just being greedy pieces of shit? Because they made god loads of money. That was the biggest wealth transfer in history. And it's just, yeah.
I literally have not taken a shot since the COVID vaccine. I'm not even kidding. Like, not a flu shot, nothing, since I took the COVID vaccine. That's literally the last shot I got, like, what, 5 years ago now? Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah, you know,
it changed a lot for me, I won't lie. And it's like, it's been bugging me so bad for the last like 5 years, because I'll be honest, I haven't even told him. This is probably the first instance where I'm like, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Because do you know how embarrassing that is? Seriously, do you know how embarrassing that is to say, yeah, I'm vaccinated?
I don't, but I could imagine. I hold quite a bit of pride in, yeah, not being vaccinated.
Yeah,
but
it's just. And then you got, you know, all this stuff with Fauci coming out. Oh, I've been on edge, son. I've been on edge with all this stuff coming out about Fauci. You know, the other day they released text messages and stuff that said, you know, if you got the COVID vaccine and then now you're having miscarriages, well, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I know people with fertility problems after they got jabbed that were in their 30s, you know, that then required, and there again, you're just back to the fucking, is that on purpose? Is that infertility on purpose, or is it a result of them just fucking around? Do they even know what they were doing? Like, I have a hard time believing that a lot of that stuff was on purpose, because everything is just so sloppy. I feel like if they were these Lex Luthor fucking super genius evil scientists, they could have pulled this off a lot smoother.
I wonder that too. I really do, because you would think if they were really plotting to kill people, there'd be a lot more, it'd be a lot more catastrophic by now. You really do. But it's like, compared to what people were saying, because at the time, whenever I was, you know, scared as shit to get it, I remember people being like, oh, yep, my brother just died, my cousin just died, this person just died, this person just died, and they were making it out like literally every single person that's taking this vaccine is dying. And then, you know, I get it, my family gets it, well, my family gets it, and then I get it weeks later, because, you know how that went. But, you know, none of us have died yet. I don't see any negative health effects. I mean, but my dad and stepmom smoke meth like a chimney, so it may be like cleansing their system. I don't know, you know, but it's just like
Tyler Henderson's fucking Vax cleanse system.
Yeah,
some fucking blue candy rock. Smoke that shit up.
It's kind of tempting, you know, to just load up a bowl real quick and try to get rid of the whatever. I don't even know what brand of the shot that I took. I don't even know. I will just never forget. Like, that conversation comes to my mind more times than I'd like to admit. I'm like, it's killing people and you're still gonna get it. And he's like, well, we're not gonna get the ones that's killing people. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking gone. Like, you're so far gone. I can't even help you. And that's probably literally the last time that I ever listened to my dad, was getting the COVID vaccine. Because, like I said, once I got it, I wasn't done being scared. It's not like I went out and got the vaccine and then was like, oh, I'm safe now. No, now I was like, okay, now I'm a fucking ticking time bomb. You know, that's literally what it was like.
You know, there's something to that, and I doubt you even realize it. But what you just said right there, that was the last time I trusted my dad. And it's events like that are the true red pilling events that will break a person out of the matrix right there. When an adult loved one blatantly lies to you and you're aware of it, it breaks that spell on a person where they just believe authority. And then I've noticed this throughout, and I have that same problem. Like the fucking, my parents in the world broke me at 8 years old with the same kind of thing, just lying to me, and yeah. I didn't trust it. And from there on out, I've never trusted anything anybody in an authoritative place told me, because, like, dude, and it served me well, because 9 times out of 10 motherfuckers in authority, like, they're just repeating some dumb shit they were told and they have no idea. Then nobody stops to fucking actually be like, why? Nobody asks why. Why would you do that? Like you just said, well, then why would you do that? And it's the most important part to being successful in this world, is just simply being able to just ask a person, why would I do that?
And it's not even like they had like a really good answer. It's not like they were like, well, have you seen it's like preventing coronavirus? I don't even think
it's programming. It's programming, and And it's the same thing that you see in the Iran war, right? Their justification for that is to spread fear into you. And like, you ask, well, why do we need to fight them? Do you want to get nuked by Iran? And it's like,
Every time.
what the fuck are you talking about? Did they have nuclear weapons? Well, no, but do you want to get nuked by Iran? I was like, you just said they don't even have nukes. So like, what is this fucking retarded shit? Do you not trust the science? It's the same fucking playbook. Like, once you're able to step back and look at a thing past, beyond the details, but just at the structure of the argument or the debate, and like how it's approached and how questions are answered, you can spot the government bullshit. And I'm just blown away that we all lived through Corona, and it seems like only 10% of the people learned the fucking lesson. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, their whole evil playbook was laid bare, and they went harder on propaganda than they've ever gone in their fucking lives, to the point where like it woke up a lot of normies, you know? But it's like, I thought it'd be more like 50%, and it just doesn't seem to fucking be that way.
No.
I think you probably just got too many people that are comfortable in the Matrix. I think the people that do well in the Matrix like it in the Matrix.
Well, it's like yesterday I got into it with a older lady on Twitter. And this is nothing against her, I guess, but it's like we kind of got into it over Trump and Israel, and it's like these people have an excuse for why Trump is not a bad president. It's everyone except for Trump. Okay, but it's all Trump's personnel. Who chooses Trump's personnel? Just might I ask. Okay? And then she's like, you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna see that England is actually in control and not Israel. And I'm like, yeah.
I do not know where that comes from. That's their new thing.
It was like, China just a week ago.
Weird. No, it's like the weird Q-tards have some fucking new obsession that the Bank of England is somehow in control of Iran, and that bombing Iran is somehow removing the Bank of England. It's the dumbest shit. It's Corona level batshit fucking crazy, dude.
It's just lies. And another thing with the coronavirus, what did you say yesterday on the phone? I think you said like 80% of people got the shot.
That's what they claim. And that's the other thing. Like, I don't trust any of the numbers that came out of Corona. I have a hard time believing 80% of people. I think they even say it's as high as like 82 or 83, because like the unvaxxed is supposed to be a number of only like 15% or some shit.
I have a hard time believing that 82% of the people of the world, or even in the U.S. alone, are that stupid.
It was just the U.S. Oh. It was 82% of the U.S.
Well, that might be true. I mean, really, that might be true. That could be true. But it's
fucked up. It's fucked up.
It kind of makes you wonder, because you said this yesterday. You were like, it makes you wonder about, what they're doing with Iran and the Strait, saying we don't even need the Strait. We don't even need it. Are these people all just about to die? Is everybody that got it just about to die?
Well, that's okay. So let's back that up there. I can't remember who in the Trump administration said that they don't need the Straits. And it's like, one of the ways you would not need the Straits and that 20% of oil is if you remove 20% of the demand. And I'm like, okay, like, and you gotta open up to all options here, because these fucking people are psychos, and they clearly don't give a flying fuck.
No.
But if they did manage to somehow kill 20% of the population, then yeah, I guess we wouldn't need fucking the Straits. Like, remove 20% of the people, and that 20% of that demand for that oil does fucking go away. So that is one solution, I guess.
It's just terrifying, because you really don't know what these people are going to do, because they won't bring Fauci to justice. It's like they know that he's guilty. They have his phone right now.
Because it opens all of them up to that same guilt. if they say yes, Fauci was guilty of this shit, then everybody else, I mean, which pretty much includes everybody on TV and what every single fucking elected official is also then guilty of pushing fucking misinformation and fear and bullshit. And the fucking 15% of people that didn't take that shit are actually the ones who passed the IQ test and everybody else failed. And beyond that, some people did criminal level shit. Like Trump is even implicated in that. Who fucking signed fucking Operation Warp Speed? Who fucking was pushing Fauci out there? The fucking Democrats didn't lift Fauci up. Trump did. It was Trump's fucking dude.
People
he fucking
forget
loved
that.
him. He fucking put him up there. And that fucking Burks bitch. If they held Fauci accountable, you would damn near have to go around and take fucking doctor's licenses from every single fucking doctor who pushed that shit. Because like as a doctor, I was under the impression that you're supposed to be, you know, trained to examine fucking information, but that is 100% not the fucking case with doctors, right? Like they're just good at following orders. They're just like cops. It's how programmed most of this fucking country is. It's weird. There, you want to know a weird life hack? Here's a weird life hack that fucking plays right into how programmed people are. When I was in college, I figured out if you just walked into wherever and told any fucking college official, hey, you're supposed to do this, they would just do it. If you just tell somebody you're supposed to do this, they won't even ask questions. They'll just fucking do it. But if you ask somebody, hey, will you do this for me? Like, I figured out, like, I was an electrician when I was in college, and they sent the electrical company I was working for, sent me over there to get what the fuck was it called? Some kind of a parking permit, a service vehicle parking permit from public safety. And I walked in there and I was just like, hey, you guys are supposed to give me a parking permit for my work truck. And they just signed it right up and gave it to me. And I walked out and I was like, and I could park anywhere then with my service truck. I could park on the grass in campus and not get a fucking ticket. And it was like a couple weeks later, I was like, dude, I wonder if I walked in there and told them to give me one for my personal vehicle, if I could pull this off. And I did the same thing. And I just walked into public safety and I said, hey, you're supposed to give me this parking permit. And they were just like, okay. And they pulled it out and just wrote it up, wrote my personal plate on it. I had it for the last 3 years. I could park anywhere on campus. I could park on the grass, and the cops would walk around. Oh, nope, he's got a fucking service vehicle parking permit. And then they wouldn't even ask any questions. It really is the matrix we live in. And once you learn the fucking hacks of how this place works, but most people, if you just tell them to do something, they'll fucking do it. If you ask them to do something,
yeah, they're like,
they might ask you some questions back, or their basic response is like, no, right? Because I don't want to have to do something. But since most people live in the matrix and they live their whole lives being told what to do, when to get up, when to take a break, when their lunch break is, where they can go eat, what time they have to be to work, what time they have to be off to work. People are programmed to do as they're told. And I was really hoping that Corona broke more people out of that, but it's so hard to get a gauge on it. You know what I mean?
Well, I almost think that COVID was the one that kind of programmed everybody into it, because it almost seems like it was a psyop. Because I feel like, so how I said I was seeing all these people are dying and all these people are getting all these side effects, I almost feel like they pushed that out in mass loads to kind of let everybody see it. Let everybody see that everybody's dying, but in a larger, more exaggerated number, so that whenever people aren't actually dying in that number or that caliber, people are like, oh, that's fake. The vaccine really is safe. And it's almost like they were trying to discredit it, you know? Does that make any sense?
It's at some point. I just don't think they're that insidious. I don't think they're that creative. I know they're not that creative. Like, I know they are not that creative, because if they were, then they wouldn't be losing the Iran war so badly. Like, and Corona wouldn't have gone so poorly. And it seems like a lot of people figured it out, right? Like, it had to have been more than half, because that's why the lockdowns and all the shit stopped. But then it's like, I thought that then those people figured out, like, oh, the government's a lying sack of shit. And it's so weird, all the people that are like, they think the government has only ever lied about Corona. They're like, no, the government lied about Corona. And it's like, no, motherfuckers, they've been lying about everything.
Right
They're
now.
still lying about it. Like, what the fuck? And, oh no, nope, you got to trust the feds because they said Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. And it's just like, were you not alive in Corona? Like, or J6 or any of the shit that has come since? Like, they have a proven track record of complete and utter bullshit on Fox News, and yet still people fucking, even what drives me even more fucking nuts is people that are like semi fucking awake to the reality of things. They're like, oh, is that true? Did that really happen? Oh, I didn't see it on Fox News. And they're like, oh, until it's reported on Fox News, did it really happen? And it's like, dude, what in the fuck are you doing waiting for the mainstream media to cover something before you believe it? Like, I was talking about the munition shortages in the Iran war for, like, I don't know, the last 6 weeks. And everybody, oh, you're making that up. Where are you getting that from? You're full of shit. And then all of a sudden, when Fox News finally reports on it, it's like, oh, you were
Now
right.
it's credible.
You know?
Now it's credible.
Some of them motherfuckers were like, no, we just ran out. You were just, I can't with the level of fucking cope.
I don't even understand. To me, the mainstream media has never been attractive. Like, why would you want to go watch Fox News when you could go watch some independent who's got more flavor, and they're probably more ahead of the curve and gonna lie to you a little less? I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that every independent streamer is not a liar, but
because you didn't grow up with it. It's the long-term programming. Like, I imagine a lot of shit's got to be goofy as fuck for you, because if you become aware that it's all bullshit at like 14, right?
yeah,
That's going to be a completely different life experience than somebody who just figured it out at 40 fucking years old.
that's crazy to me. You know, not to toot my own horn, but if I woke up at 14, how are you damn near 50 years old and you're still stupid?
Life experience, your situation. It's not until a person experiences personal trauma or some personal effect, like you are personally affected by the mistakes of the government or an authoritative system, like you get wrongfully arrested by the cops, or where the system fucks you over. That's what wakes people up to shit. But a lot of people can slide through the matrix, do very well in the matrix, be very comfortable, and
And they love
that's
it.
why they say ignorance is bliss, man. Like, it's,
But and for a long time, hey, I won't lie, once I made it past the first 3 months or 3 or 4 months, I'm not even kidding you, I was terrified for like months after getting that vaccine. Then I was like, oh, maybe it was all made up. But then, like, a few weeks later, I start seeing more reports coming out that people are still getting myocardosis. Like, there was that certain part of me that wanted to believe, like, oh, it was all made up and it's actually all going to be fine. But reality is, like, you really have no clue, still to this day, what that thing is going to do in your system years from now.
Yeah, that's isn't that the most fucked up part? That's kind of one of the things that tells you how insidious it was, because they still to this day, you can't get reports on what was in what vaccine to what brand, the numbers, even what is the vaccine injury? VAERS? Yeah, the VAERS reporting system, right? And how many doctors got caught, like, not reporting any of them. And like, but then I've heard other doctors talk about how doctors are programmed not to report vaccine injuries as vaccine injuries. They literally are, they are separate. They don't see them that way. When somebody gets any vaccine, like I got a couple buddies that are doctors, and one of them used to be like, we've been friends for fucking 25 fucking years, right? I met these guys in college, and I was like, I don't want to pay for healthcare. I was like, this dude's gonna be a doctor. I should probably be friends with this guy. And now I've got like my own personal doctor. Yeah. It's a great thing. It's how you build yourself out a circle of the people with the skills, and you trade amongst yourselves, right? Like I build shit for him. I fix his cars. He fucking stitches me up from time to time. I've had him throw some stitches in me laying on my kitchen table. It's fucking
Jeez.
it's way cheaper than the emergency room, but
Real,
I digress. But
real
he
badass shit.
he never questioned vaccines until one of his own kids, dude, loaded up with vaccines and super high fever. He said brain swelling. And like, if he wouldn't have had the knowledge he had about how to crash that and bring down that swelling, he's like, I probably would have lost my son. And then that was what was around that time. I think that he also then left working for corporate hospitals and went to a smaller private practice, and is like completely different on that shit. But there again, it goes to that point of a person requires most times a personal experience that has to like snap them and break them free from that fucking programming. You literally have to have that moment of being personally unplugged from the matrix to then go down that path.
I don't know. It just sucks how much they just lie, you know, but whatever. I haven't even been back. I try to avoid the doctor, even like that whole scenario with the coronavirus stuff. It changed the way I look at everything. So I mean, I guess that is a good point, because like looking now how much it actually changed me, how much that taking one shot actually like literally changed my life. It's insane, and I don't trust anything or really anyone anymore, because just everything.
And that's something to be grateful for. And that's something to be grateful for. No matter like how bad that situation was, being unplugged from the matrix is a larger benefit than still being in it and just being like, oh, I got the vax. Good times for me. I'm gonna get some more. Like that's not gonna serve you well in this life.
Now that you said that, let's get some more. I was told you I watched Fox News to like try to decipher what they say. So they were covering the Anthony Fauci hearing, and they brought up how they have his phone and they're reading his text messages, and one text message was like, there's going to be a risk for miscarriages once you get the vaccine. So one of the Fox News like hosts goes, yeah, I remember when I got the shot, I got this condition, and then I got a booster and got this condition. So it makes no sense that even Fox News is telling you now that it wasn't safe and effective, and people are still like, this is all BS. This is not true.
So that's that bitch just accidentally telling the truth, but then it's hilarious that she can't like take that next step to be like, wait a minute, like, oh, this was all bullshit. Like, what?
People just can't put two and two together, I guess, because she's literally like, I got the first shot, I got this condition, I got a booster, and I got this condition, but we'll find out more soon because they have the phone now. It's like, no, if this is a serious issue and you need to be getting to the bottom of it right now. Like, but we're not a serious country, so obviously we won't do that. You know?
I don't know that people like that the fucking majority of people could even handle getting to the truth of corona. Just like think of like the fear that you had on your own, knowing what you knew when you got it. You really, it would destabilize society if the majority of people who got the vax suddenly were like, holy fuck, did I commit suicide?
Yeah.
Like, did I fuck myself up?
Bro, there's a
like,
part of me right now that thinks that. Like, I want to know. I do want to know, because I know in the long term it would be better if I know if something is wrong with me and how I can fix it, if I can fix it. But there is that part of me like, dude, we seriously may be like so fucked that like I don't even want to know, you know?
There are a lot of therapies out there that I see from many different reputable people about how to get the spike proteins flushed from your system. Like, but I've never looked into it any further than that, because nobody that I know has the vax where I'm like, I need to know how to flush that out of my fucking, I don't, doesn't occur to me. No.
And then there's a part of me that's just like, well, I mean, I only got one and I'm fine right now, but I don't know. You really don't, I guess you really don't know until maybe it just punches you in the fucking face randomly.
Yeah, dude, no, that's just it. There is no way to know. That's one of the most disturbing things about it all. And I mean, how are you going to trust? Why would you trust the government that initially lied about it to investigate it and then tell you the truth?
Yeah.
That is one of the most retarded things like that I can even think of. Like, oh yeah, the people that lied to us about it, let's ask them to investigate it and then tell me the truth of what actually happened. It's like, no.
Well, it's like my aunt went and got the shot, and then a week or two later, she had Bell's palsy. Her face is like, you know, and I'm not making fun of her, but yeah, she got it, and literally her face was like paralyzed on one side. Oh.
Dude, and that happened to so many people.
Yeah.
That was, my dad knew somebody, one of my dad's friends, that happened to them. Yeah.
Just a crazy thing. That's why it just, when I started seeing all this and people are like, you know, fuck the vaxxed, pure bloods, everyone's got a choice. I was like, actually, not everyone had a choice. You know,
yeah, it should be separated. The kids didn't have a choice. And that was one thing that like had never occurred to me when you said that, because like 100% every single fucking adult had a choice.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah. You know? And that's one of those things that should be more specific. And really, it was something that like I hadn't considered, but like how fucked up it is to have forced anybody between the ages of like 13 and 18 into that, where you would be in a position to take in the information, know the truth, know better, and then still have the parental unit with authority over you force that on you.
That's what it felt like. I'm not gonna lie, that's what it felt like, because prior to my dad loading my little brother up and going getting it, like I said, my mom was calling, do not give them that shot, do not get them that vaccine, don't do it. So it kind of almost felt like he was just giving a fuck you to my mom, and then I wouldn't go get it, and it was like a fuck you, I'm your parent and you're gonna do what I fucking tell you, is really what it felt like. It felt like it became like a, oh, you're not listening to me, so let's see, you know. It kind of felt like a challenge, is what I feel like. So
yeah,
that's why I'm sympathetic, because, you know, I seen just the other day, you know, people saying, you know, I told my kids don't associate, don't marry, don't bring home no non-pure bloods, and I'm like, bro, that is so wrong, dude. There's a 6-year-old out there that's probably all like fucking retarded from getting that shot, and you're gonna, it's not their fault, dude.
But see, here's the other thing that nobody really understands. So that's mRNA, and they're saying it does alter your DNA. So there is kind of an intelligent point to, if your own kids are unvaxxed, it would not be a bad idea of advice of being like, if you want to have kids, it's probably a good idea to search out another unvaxxed person.
Oh, so you have like on Tinder now like a vaxxed and non-vaxxed category. You know, like I prefer non-vaxxed.
At first when they were talking about like some type of vaccine, you remember that shit, a vaccine card or some evidence that you've been vaxxed. I was like, God,
I do remember that.
Retarded. I wish there was that shit right now. I wish that like the vaxxed got a tattoo, like a star on their face, so I could know, like, oh, you're retarded, my bad, like, I'm sorry, and then I could treat them like imbecile child that they are. No offense.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, honest to God, dude, like, we could vote our way out of our current situation if only the purebloods were allowed to vote. I mean,
and I see a point for that.
And I, honest to God, feel that way because, like, that was an
No, I
IQ
agree.
test
Just include me. I agree. Just include me. It's like don't poke fun at me. You know, like, I'm cool. Like, I'm a real one. I'm just like you. I promise. No.
We'll have to get some of you kids fucking exemption cards.
Yeah, that's why it just. I do agree with the claim, like, the people that got the vaccine, they're idiots. Yeah, let them have it. Make fun of them, but it's like, leave me out of it. Like, let me have my cake and eat it too, you know?
Let me have my vax and hate it too.
Yeah, let me have my vax and hate myself too. You know? But anyway, when are we going to get Health Ranger on here? Because Health Ranger's got to coach me through this and make sure I don't die.
You should get in touch with that dude, because I have seen him talk about how to flush the spike proteins from your system and the shedding, and like, that's the fucked up thing, dude. That new flu shot, like, he was covering how it's the exact same thing all over again.
See?
And it's even more of it.
That was a thought of mine, is like, okay, if this vaccine was really poison, like if the COVID vaccine was really that bad, why don't they just start putting that in the flu shot? Why don't they do the same thing with other vaccines, you know? If they know how to do it now.
And here you go.
If they know how to do it now, why not do it? So that's why I have not taken one shot. I have not gotten one vaccine since I got the COVID shot. Swear.
I mean, I had learned about the fallacy of the tetanus shot long before that one. I had no trust in the system long before that shit showed up.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that you'll find in your life, being awoken at such a fucking young age. You'll miss out on a lot of the mistakes that young adults make.
Yeah. It just sucks, you know? It's like, now I gotta wear a badge of honor of getting the vaccine, you know? It's terrible. It's actually probably the thing I'm most insecure about. I'm not even kidding you.
I can totally understand how that would happen, because, like, just because of the unknowing of it.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't understand what was the point of the fucking 2 parts to it. You know, like, they were saying
that made no sense to me. That was sketchy, and I pointed that out to my dad too, and he was like, well, that's what you got, that's how you got to do it. And I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna do whatever the fuck they say, right? Like, okay.
And then even the boosters, right? Like, it doesn't make sense as to what the effective rate of it would be, and why you would need to keep taking more, and, like, if one dose wasn't enough, like, to any purposeful ends. Like, I'm not talking about just stopping the coronavirus, but whatever ulterior motives. That's why I think it was, honest to God, just a giant greed thing. And the injuries are just a result of them not giving a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, the IQ test does make total sense. Like, when people point it out like that, it makes total sense, because what other vaccine ever have you had to go get 2 shots for it and boosters, like, every month? Like, every month they were wanting you to go get a booster. Now,
that's fucked up, right? Like, and a lot of people don't know this, but this isn't the first time the government tried to fucking force a vaccine. There was a swine flu fake epidemic, and it might have been, I'm not even gonna venture
before my time, huh?
That went, but oh yeah, dude. Like, I want to say in the 80s maybe, and they rolled out the whole thing, and they were like, oh my God, swine flu, and it's gonna kill people. We got to get out this vaccine. They rolled out the vaccine, but the doctors were honest. It fucking killed like 1 person, and they shut the whole fucking thing down. And that comes back to, like, how long the programming has been in effect. And I mean, I remember even at the time, I was shocked at the number of people that went along with it. Like when they first started rolling that out, I saw that for exactly what it was in March
You
when
know,
it started.
they did a damn good job. They really did. Like, if their goal was to scare people into making them go in and get this shot, they did a good job. I mean, they shut schools down. I remember being in my like 4th-hour computer class in the 6th grade. We're about to go on spring break, and they're like, "Yeah, you're actually not coming back." They're like, "You're going on spring break, and you're just not coming back." And then you couldn't go to the grocery store without having a mask on, without standing 6 foot away from everybody. It's like they did a good job firing
They did
people.
that to you in Oklahoma? Like that was
Yep.
what size town you live in?
It's really small. It's like probably 5,000 people, but
No shit.
yeah.
And they went along that hard with it, huh?
No, not as hard. Like you could go to Walmart and you had to wear a mask, but you didn't do the social distancing. They didn't give a shit, nowhere here shut down. Nowhere here ever closed. But like if you went to somewhere bigger like Tulsa or like OKC, they were doing that shit. But not here. But they did shut our schools down. Whenever, so like I said, we went on.
How long?
Shut the schools down?
Yeah.
We went on spring break and didn't come back until our 7th grade year. That was my 6th grade year of middle school. Came back for 7th grade year, and it was totally different, dude. Like, no cafeteria. You did not go eat lunch in the cafeteria. You would go to the cafeteria, get your lunch, and you would go to the gym, and you would sit in the bleachers spaced out. And you had to be spaced out because you couldn't have your mask on. And then, like, if you didn't wear a mask at school, you weren't allowed to go. They would send your ass home for a week. And if you were exposed, or if you didn't get the vaccine too, I remember them trying to do something like double social distancing for you. I'm not even kidding. But
Double social distancing.
I'm not even kidding. But I remember, like, if you came in contact with anyone or you got sick at all, you were quarantined for 2 weeks, couldn't come back to school for 2 weeks. It was weird, dude. And then guess what?
My buddy, I have no experience with that. Like, I thought it was completely fucking. Our schools were shut for maybe 2 weeks.
Oh.
There wasn't any, like, my kids were out and then right back to school. I never wore a mask. Like, the only quarantining experience I had was like my buddy who worked for the government, who's my business partner. He would purposely try to have like contact with somebody because then they would send him home for 2 weeks paid. And that was when we were just starting our 3D printing business. And so like he'd get sent home for 2 weeks in quarantine, and we built most of our 3D printing business and did a lot of our product design and shit while fucking Tim was quarantined from fucking work. It was hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. I was actually a really based person before I took the COVID shot. So it just like takes away all my aura points. I didn't wear a mask. I didn't do the social distancing. I didn't buy the narrative. I just got motherfucked into taking it, All my aura points gone in one shot.
So maybe that's one of the things to point out is that fear-based, like all the biggest fucking government scams are pushed by fear. So if you can identify when the government is being like, oh, you should be scared of this, it should be the biggest red flag of like, no, that's bullshit. And you should definitely not be afraid of that. Like, oh, Iran's gonna nuke you. Like, oh, they couldn't even fucking nuke Australia. Like, they literally, it's zero fucking threat. But people are so programmed. Like, are they just cowards? Is everybody just a pussy? Is America just a bunch of fucking pussies now?
I think that's
is that
it.
what our real problem
I
is?
think that's it. I really do.
Fucking scared of their own goddamn shadow.
They're like, they would rather be comfortable than uncomfortable is what it feels like you were saying earlier.
That's even more fucked up. They make themselves, these people in the Matrix make themselves uncomfortable. Like, it's not comfortable to put on a mask. It's like, it's some kind of humiliation ritual where they're like, let's see what we can make these dipshits do.
That's what it felt like, I swear. That's what
how
it
many
felt
of
like.
them can you make put on a mask? can you, and then there was like some joke, like, do you think you can make them put 2 masks on? Ooh, and then they got them to wear 2. And then they were like, some of them motherfuckers were like, I think you need to be wearing 3.
For a while, I actually wasn't even allowed to go out in public with my parents because I wouldn't wear the mask. They're all walking in the store masked up, and I would put it, like, we'd get out of the car, and I'd be on some slick shit, and I'd put the mask on, and we'd be walking around the store. 5 minutes later, dude, I got it dropped down, and I'm like a G, just letting it fling by my chin, And they're like, put your fucking mask on. I'm like, fine.
So all of Corona, I was just building my house. Like, that's what I did. So the only place I really went was a fucking Menards or, a construction yard here or there, or picking up materials. And like Menards here was fucking bizarre about it. It like depended who it was. So I kept a Guy Fawkes mask like just on my fucking dashboard. And sometimes when they would harass me, they'd be like, you got to wear a mask. So I'd walk back outside and grab my Guy Fawkes mask and just put that on. And I'd walk back in and they're like, you're not wearing a mask. And I'm like, what is this? And I'd take it off and I'd show it to them. What is this? And they'd be like, it's a mask. And I would make them call it a mask. And then I would put the mask on and then I'd just laugh at them. It was hilarious. I figured out if you were never mean to anybody about it, they didn't know what to do. And so you'd just be like hilarious with them, and they would eventually break and be like, whatever. But I'd put the Guy Fawkes mask on, and they'd be like, no, that's not a mask. Of course this is a mask. What else would you call it? And you'd see the wheels turn upstairs, and they were like, oh, what? Fuck. And I remember there was one time, like, then later I would just walk into Menards and they'd be like, you got to wear a mask. And I'd just give them a thumbs up and be like, that's awesome. Thank you. And I'd just keep walking. They'd be like, no, you got to wear one. I was like, yeah, that's great. I will. That's awesome. And
like, are you going to make me? Was anybody really going to make you? That's the question that you should ask yourself. It's like, was anybody going to make you?
If you were nice to them, no. If you didn't challenge them, it goes back to that how people are programmed and use the hacks of the Matrix of like, telling people what to do versus asking them, like, so if you were just nice to them. And I remember I was in one and I walked up to these old dudes in Menards and I was like, dude, I can't find the duct tape. Where's the duct tape? And the one old guy goes, I'll show you where the duct tape is if you'll put a mask on. And I was like, how about you go fuck yourself and I'll go find the duct tape on my own. And this old dude just stood there like, he couldn't believe I fucking said that to him. I was like, thanks, have a great day.
I thought you just go fuck yourself. Oh, dude, that's crazy. You look back at COVID and it was really just a fever dream. Like, there's no way that was real. Like, when you really look back. Because it was like the amount of schools that had shut down compared to the schools that didn't shut down. And like the places that were enforcing it and there was just no consistency about it whatsoever. So like, I don't know, looking back, hindsight 2020 or whatever they say, in the moment, maybe you believe it, but like now when you look back, you're really like, what a joke. Like,
it was a joke at the moment. It was a joke at the moment. I could not believe how many, when that shit started, I was like, there's no fucking way people are going to fall for this. And like, we had no lockdowns in South Dakota. No, like, it was not like you can't drive anywhere. We had fucking Ice Barbie for our governor, right? And like, she was banging Lewandowski at the time. So Lewandowski had fucking convinced her to fucking like, not close down the fucking state or whatever. So she didn't. But fucking Sioux Falls, when they had their national lockdown, I was like, fuck this. I was like, I wonder if everybody's actually doing this. I was like, I told my wife, we got in the truck and I was like, let's just go drive around and see like if everybody actually is fucking doing this. I can't believe people would just stay home. And holy fuck, dude. Like, the interstate was empty. We saw one other truck and I was just like, what the actual fuck?
See, Oklahoma really wasn't like that. Like I said, well, in like the bigger parts of it, yeah, but even there.
Oh, this was the first night. And after 2 weeks, it wore off. And then everybody around here went back to doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
But still, that initial that everybody just fucking listened and nobody went out. That blew my fucking mind. Like, I was honest to God surprised by how well they have everybody programmed, that the amount of people that, out of fear that complied, but then also became the enforcers of it. It wasn't always some authority figure that was enforcing it. Most of it was other fucking just normal citizens and their batshit crazy fucking ways. And like, I don't even like how they were fucking people are like, yeah, it was all the left pushing that shit. The fuck it was.
People have a short memory.
Fuck it was.
People have a really short memory.
Dude, there was just as many batshit motherfucking crazy people on the right pushing fucking masks and all that shit as there was on the fucking left. And like, that's I thought that would have been one of the bigger points that woke everybody up to the uniparty. Like, it's just.
My favorite part is the MAGA shills that are like, we wouldn't have had that damn vaccine if Trump was in office. Biden's the father of the vaccine. And it's like, that's when I just won't even fucking talk to you. Because you have the internet just like I do. We'd had that vaccine. We had that vaccine because Trump was in office.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude. No, he still loves it. And he's the one that's going to protect Fauci. Did you hear that shit? Like, that Trump even said the reason they're not going after Fauci is because of that pardon. And they already have it set up that Trump's going to pardon his entire family and the entire fucking cabinet and pardon everybody. And he doesn't want to challenge those pardons because he wants his own pardons to fucking hold up. And it's just like, if that isn't the fucking top level explanation of the uniparty and this massive fucking corrupt pile, how the fuck do people not see this in mass?
He's the biggest cuck in history, like, honestly. The biggest coward. I have zero respect for Trump, and that's coming from somebody who, because he was running and I wanted to see him beat Hillary Clinton. That was seriously the moment that I started paying attention to politics. Was in 4th grade. They let us go and do like a fake voting thing in the 4th grade. You would go to this classroom and you'd all get to go vote. 4th graders got to go vote. And all the boys, I remember we voted for Trump, and the girls, they voted for Hillary, obviously, but that was just really cool. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And then Trump was my hero. I used to wear a hat every day that said Trump 2020 make liberals cry again in like the 5th or 6th grade. It's like Trump was my hero. And so that's why I do understand these cucks that like still kind of hang with it, because
it's part of that early programming, right?
Yeah.
Like, because 2016 to 2020 Trump was fighting the system. Yeah. Dear God, like, that's why, I mean, he was at war with the system. The system then tried to put him in jail. The Matrix fucking attacked him at every turn. And I almost wonder, like, there is an element now because they are still taking advantage of that. They are still taking advantage of when Trump would tell the truth and then the fake news would make shit up. But now it is actually fucking flopped, and everybody got programmed to just be like, oh, that's fake news, ignore it. Like, oh, no, you can't. Like, Trump always tells the truth. And it's like, no, what in the fuck, motherfuckers?
One of the things that I like to try and, like, this is kind of my thing I've been trying, is whenever somebody's a MAGA cuck and they're, like, blue-pilled about Trump, my favorite thing to ask is, like, do you really think this is the same 2026 versus 2016 Trump, or 2016 campaign for Trump versus the 2024 campaign is the same? In 2016, there were rape allegations, there were slander campaigns, there were all kinds of stuff getting in Trump's way. It was truly a battle for Trump to get elected. 24, that was a cakewalk. 24, and in 2020, I believe they stole the election from him. I do think Trump probably won that election. But 24 was so easy, and it was so different. And if you can't recognize how easy it was, then you're not a serious person.
Well, even to recognize even now that the media doesn't fight him, right?
Yeah,
like,
everybody loves him.
Democrats have not fucking brought up shit about squat. They're
No.
just dead silent. They've been dead silent since he took office. They haven't put up a fight about a damn thing. Like, that should be the first red flag.
Totally different ball game.
Oh, 100%, dude.
So, switching topics here. Okay, he's here. He's here. This is that guy I was telling you about that thinks Islam is the greatest threat to America. So I just want to talk about Islam with you for a second, because he's here. And he's in the live chat, and he just said, of course 2024 was a cakewalk. Look who he was running against. Our country was a shithole. Voting for Trump was easy. This guy is based. I promise this guy's based. He's just a fucking idiot sometimes. Seriously. He is awake to the problems that we have, but puts other issues over them. So for instance, he thinks Islam is the greatest threat to America. How he came to that conclusion, I don't fucking know. What would you say to this guy right now?
Because you're told to. How many wars are we fighting for Islam right now?
I don't think any.
Are we fighting wars for how many Islamic countries are we sending money to? Oh shit. That's actually Egypt.
There's probably a few.
Afghanistan.
We just
Iraq.
give out money like it's fucking cake, so
But it's not a Muslim problem we have with the immigrants in this fucking country. It's a third world problem. It's an education problem. And there again, it comes down to personal experience. I at one point too thought we had a Muslim problem, and my daughter had a friend in high school who was first generation import Muslim and wore a hijab and everything. And I remember we were going to a choir concert, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with that? I was like, that's a little fucking weird. But my daughter had her over here, and then I was confused because she wasn't wearing hijab. It was something her parents made her do, right? So this young girl who was not born here, just through the course of 6 years, became completely Americanized just because she grew up here. And she was the sweetest person, the most respectful, an honest to God, good person with good morals, as any properly religious person is. It is these fringe radicals that exist within every religion, right? You've got the Christian Zionists, the Christians. You got crazy fucking Bible beating Christians that want to firebomb abortion clinics, which I can't understand. You're like, I'm mad they're killing babies. I need to kill those people. And it's like, wait a minute, come again? What?
Yeah.
I thought we're trying to not kill people. I'm mad at those people for killing people. I need to kill them. And it's just like, oh my God, dude, the lack of consistency. But Muslim people are the Islamic religion isn't a fucking problem. It's not even a threat. But that all comes back to that programming of 9/11, and they had to make up that boogeyman of, oh yeah, you need to hate these goat fuckers that live in this cave because they hate you, and they hate you because of Muhammad. And it's like, no, you should actually read Osama bin Laden's letter, because he was pretty clear about what he's mad about, us funding Israel's genocide and murder of all of their fucking neighbors. And then you stop and fucking ask yourself, where did all these Muslim immigrants come from? Where did they come from? Oh, it's all the countries that we've been blowing up for Israel. Oh, is that where they come from? It all circles back.
Gotcha.
We have literally one problem that is how Israel is attacking us. They see us as the new Rome, as we are the new Rome. We are the new embodiment of Rome. Our founding fathers didn't just pull this whole idea out of their ass. The idea of our republic is 2,000 years old. They literally modeled us almost identically off of the Roman Republic, and then they just added in a Bill of Rights. These this idea that you need to reinvent the wheel or that we need a new ideas. No, like actually we need to go back to the older proven ideas, like take the wisdom from everywhere, pile it up. Do you want to know? And like, dude, what drives me nuts? They're like, do you want Sharia law? Ask any motherfucker, what is Sharia law? What's one of the tenets of Sharia law? It's Sharia law. What is Sharia law ban?
They don't have a clue.
No. Do you know what Sharia law bans? Do you know why they're so fucking terrified of Sharia law? The system, the matrix, and why it hates Sharia law?
I've no
Sharia
idea.
law, number one, is the banning of usury. What is usury? Oh, interest-based loans. What does Iran have a ban on? Interest-based
And Venezuela
loans.
and Russia. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people that we hate. Yeah.
Because like, and that's just the batshit crazy thing of it. Like, economies aren't new, right? Do you think like, oh, America is the first fucking country to come up with a fucking economy? Like, this idea is brand new. No, that an economy is that structure is 5,000 years old, and they learned even 1,000 years into it that interest-based loan systems drain wealth out of a society. That's why even the early Christian church had the same ban on usury. It's not until the fucking tiny hat motherfuckers got their fucking hands in that son of a bitch and got people to fucking come off that in like, I think it's as recently only as the 1400s when usury became allowed everywhere. But for fucking thousands of years in the Western world, usury was banned the same way it's banned in Iran right now. That's how you know we've been infiltrated, and that's what has drained the wealth out of our country. Like, and
True.
it's batshit crazy, dude. It's bad. You know that payday loan center, right?
Yeah.
Like, they had one here in South Dakota, and the guy literally got ran out of the state, and the state made a law, and they're like, you're charging too much interest. And I was like, you're right there. Now let's take that one last step and be like, no, it's even wrong at fucking 10%.
Yeah.
And it's so wild that people don't even question it. And they're like, how are you going to have a loan then? And it's like, oh my God, dude, you think you can't have a loan without an interest system? Like, no, you just have a flat fee.
Yeah.
And
they just love money too much, and they want to keep you in debt. They don't want you to have no debt. Why the fuck would they want that?
Well, the debt is the number one part of the control system.
Yeah.
The debt is the control system. That's what fucking everybody always asking, why does nobody do anything? Well, because everybody's in debt and nobody owns anything. And they're like, if I don't go to work, most people can't take work off for 2 weeks to go overthrow the government because they'll miss their mortgage payment. And then the bank will take their house away that they don't own and take their car away that they don't own, because people can't live within their means and somehow can't understand that a $5,000 car drives around all the same as a $150,000 car. And it's like, it just blows my mind, because like, people are like, oh, you take out a loan for say like a $700,000 house right now and 7% interest. Dude, by the time you're done paying that motherfucker off in 30 years, you've paid $1.6 million for it. Like, in what world does that sound like a good idea for you? Or going out and getting a loan on a car that's $50,000. And by the time you're done paying that off, you've paid $70,000 for a $50,000 car that's probably only worth $25,000, that by the time you're done paying it off is only worth $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, you have just been hosed so fucking hard. And I recognize that back when I was like your age, and it's shocking to me that people just want to pay twice what something's worth just so they can have it right now. I can't grasp that.
I've never had a car loan or a car payment. I was lucky enough, I got my first vehicle for free, and I just traded up from there. And then my parents gave me their old car for my graduation present. So I've been really blessed, and I don't plan on ever having a car payment. I can find something to drive, even if it's not pretty.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I've
Yeah.
driven some absolute shit boxes in my day.
Yeah.
I think back when I bought a Ford Taurus one time for $50, and I drove that thing for like a year and a half. When I opened up the trunk, it was badass. Like that $50 Taurus, I found like 1,522 shells, live rounds just in the trunk. That was worth way more than what I had paid for the fucking car.
I bought a Chevy, an '09 Chevy Cobalt for $300. Transmission was slipping in it really bad, and I cut the bumper off the front and welded a cattle hand on the front, like a big brush guard. My truck went down, drove that shit for like a year straight. I drove that my entire senior year besides like the last 2 months. Swear, that thing was badass. They sold it for like $300 because the tranny was slipping. Hey, don't even worry about that. Just drive it. Just drive it.
I don't think you've lived until you've driven like a car that's fucking that you paid like under $500 for. The freedom,
Dude,
like, and
you just don't care.
Yes, the zero fucks
you just
given.
Don't give a shit. I can't tell you how many times I just aired the train tracks out in that thing, dude. Brush guard just scraping, dude. It's awesome.
Exactly, it's a good time. Not to mention, you can crowd a lane, you can bully yourself around. You're like, I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking Dale Earnhardt fucking fender tap your ass. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, it's great, really. And then the guy that I bought it off of back to hay spike right through the passenger side window. Busted it. He bought me a new one, but like, you know, it's awesome because you just really don't care. Like, you just don't care. Yeah. That's that life experience that we all need. We're talking about life experience. Buy a beater right now. Fuck a car loan. Fuck a car payment. Go find the biggest piece of shit you can find and just buy it. Should you buy it? Yes.
That fucking Taurus I think at one point the motor mount broke, right? So the motor, like if you hit the gas too hard, it would fucking like smack the fucking hood and shit.
Yeah.
And like the only thing that was like holding it in place and holding it down was the radiator hose, like would stretch and like keep it from fucking smashing too hard. But I think I sold it to my buddy for like a couple $100 or something. And he fucking put a ratchet strap over the whole motor to hold the motor down because it had ripped the radiator hose off at one point. But no, like driving a fucking true piece of shit will teach you problem solving and mechanics. And it's something everybody should know. If everybody has to drive a car, like you would think everybody should understand the simple mechanics of the internal combustion engine. It's not fucking rocket science. Like just to know the minimum basics of fuel, air, and spark, and like the amount of problems that would be solved.
You know, you would think that they would teach you that in driver's ed. You know, like you're required to take driver's ed to get your permit. Instead, they just teach you like the books about it. They don't actually teach you anything you.
Dude, I don't think they teach anybody shit. I'm not even convinced that the driver's test is obviously not enough because the amount of people I see driving around with driver's licenses that make just the most unbelievable mistakes. You're like, obviously the driver's test isn't even fucking difficult enough. They're just handing this shit out willy-nilly to every fucking retard with 2 arms and 2 legs. I think that seems to be the only fucking test.
This is true. Well, you got anything else you'd like to talk about, Jess? Anything on your mind?
Oh, I don't know, buddy. I think we ran her down pretty hard.
We did real shit. Real G shit. Let's
super G shit.
Let's look at this live chat and then we'll get out of here, I guess. So
there you go. I can't see it on my screen.
Lane Brown, well, I'm looking at it on my phone because, you know, I'm an idiot on technology. But Lane Brown says, look at Iran before Sharia law, completely incompatible with Western civilization.
Before Sharia law, it was Western.
Yeah, have you know anything about Iran before we started bombing them? But anyway.
Yeah, so here's a great point. Iran is not a bunch of fucking Arabs, for one. They're Persian.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Persians, ain't it? Yeah.
Yeah, which are the base for the Aryan culture. Iran, they are Aryans, they are white. That's why the Arabs don't like them.
I don't understand our hatred for Iran. I really don't. I mean, I do understand it, obviously. That was too far. I understand it because they put it on the news that they're killing hostages and yelling death to America and they're going to kill our president and they're going to nuke Israel, our greatest ally. So I understand the hatred for Iran, but to understand their hatred for us, you have to understand what we've done to them for 40 years. We have done nothing.
Last 100. It's been the last 100.
We've done nothing but economic sabotage and all kind of stuff to them. It is horrible what we've done to them. It really is. And I'm not trying to like shill and defend Iran because obviously I love America. I love my country. But you can still recognize what we've done to Iran's pretty shitty, you know?
100%. The main reason like all the boomer neocons are fucking pissed at Iran was when the revolution in Iran occurred, which was actually a natural revolution. The college kids figured out, they were like, hey, I've heard that the CIA is running all their shit out of the US embassy. Let's go down there and see if we can like capture the documents that prove that the US overthrew our government in 53 and installed this Shah. Just on a fucking whim, right? Well, guess what was in the US embassy? The fucking entire fucking CIA for all of the fucking Asia. It wasn't just the CIA ops that they were doing in Iran. It was also the CIA ops in the Philippines, in Singapore, and these Iranian students outed it all.
It was like ripped up and stuff, wasn't it? And they pieced it back together.
Yeah. And when the students came in there, these fucking CIA spooks were just shredding fucking documents like a motherfucker, but they didn't burn them. So the fucking Iranians took all the shredded documents. They took them to the middle schools in Iran and just gave them to the middle school kids. And they were like, put this shit back together. And the middle school kids in Iran spent like, it wasn't even that long. I think within a month, they had every fucking shredded CIA document put back together. And it was CIA ops that covered all of Asia, outed fucking coups in Singapore, and then Iran just published them all. So the reason the deep state hates Iran is because they aired all of their fucking dirty secrets all over and really were one of the first ones to out the CIA to the world about how fucking truly insidious we've been, because like no one has overthrown more governments than the United States. Like no one has fucked with more fucking elections. Like they're all like election interference. And it's like, motherfuckers, you are the kings of election interference. Like, I mean, that's all our election systems are, is just election interference through the propaganda and the fucking ungodly amounts of money. Like it's all should be considered election interference.
It's really sad and scary, like, you know, because it's like, what are we gonna do? Are we even going to be able to fix this? Like, with the amount of people that we have on our side, the people that'll actually load up and go out and try to fix it, is it even possible? You know, you really wonder. I do think something I know you don't agree with, but I do think that if we ever did like go for revolution, I think that a majority of military would be on our side. And if not a majority, definitely all the young people would be with us. I really do.
The trigger pullers are, the enlisted man is with the people. It's the brass that are the traitors, right? It's the upper echelons of our military. It's this Admiral Cooper, who's over there in Israel right now saying that, yeah, we need to go back to bombing Iran and we're almost there. The same idiots that fucking cooked up the Iraq war, the Afghanistan war, this war. It's why would you expect the Iran war to go any different when the same fucking morons that laid out the Afghanistan failure are doing this one? Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
True.
Like it's all these same fucking people. And like I would even argue that the Iran war isn't even a new war. They Wesley Clark outed that. It was the 7 countries in 5 years. Granted, they thought they were going to get it done in 5 years, and it's taken them 25, but none the fucking less. they are still on fucking task. Like, this has been one long destabilization movement of
Iran's
the
like the
entire
last one,
Middle East.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the big dog. And it's like, that's how fucking stupid it is, too. Dude, look at Afghanistan. Who are we fighting in Afghanistan? Literally just dudes in caves with AK-47s and maybe some shoulder-fired rockets. And we couldn't fucking handle that shit. And now we're going to go take on Iran, which is a modern country with modern weapons. Like, these aren't, it's people, it's fucking, it's the lack of understanding of geography and the difference. Like, Iran is nothing like Saudi Arabia. It's not even the same fucking people. It's not even the same type of structure. Like, Iran has always been a civilization, whereas like all the rest of those Arab states, Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, as of like the end of World War II, those were just a bunch of camel nomads. There were not fucking cities in the 40s and in the 30s when they discovered the oil and they went over there, and Britain, the US, the whole fucking cabal just drew up all these lines and created these fake little fucking countries just to control oil fucking outputs. And then they put all these fucking corrupt motherfuckers at the heads of these states. Like, Saudi Arabia is literally constantly on the edge of a revolution. Their people, that's the most fucked up shit, dude. All the people in Saudi Arabia fucking hate Israel, but yet MBS and the royal families, they're all in bed with them. They're fucking down to jam with the same fucking Greater Israel plan, dude. Like, they don't like their fucking populations. No, it's
all controlled, really. Like, there's a lot of people don't realize it, but there's a lot of nations out there that were infiltrated by the US, and then people want to get all upset when people don't like us. It's like,
pretty much all of them, because nobody really realizes at the end of World War II, we were literally the only country that wasn't burned to the ground. Every other fucking major country of the world had been absolutely fucking decimated. It wasn't that we were great or we got the most powerful military. No, we were the only motherfuckers that didn't get bombed and blown up.
yeah.
It was literally just, we were the hegemon just by fucking default because no one ever bombed us. And it should be the fucking most prominent explanation that no one is ever going to bomb us. Literally, there is no one that can threaten us because Canada's a bunch of fucking pussies and Mexico can't get their shit together to save their fucking life. Like, Mexico couldn't invade Panama.
No.
Like, we do not have to fucking worry about them.
Yeah, which document is that? Is that the Truman or the Monroe document that basically says we're safe because of our location?
The Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was Monroe. He put that out way back in the day. Trump initially fucking toted it at the beginning of this
Yeah, I remember
administration, but then that all got just fucking thrown out the fucking window, which is just bizarrely insane.
I remember that.
But that's also something that's fucking weird. You could argue, like, everybody said we should get the fuck out of the Middle East. And I don't think anybody's really realizing we are the fuck out of the Middle East. Like, we don't have really any bases left. They have all been destroyed.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, the idea that we're going to be over there is laughable. Like, that shit's not going to continue much longer.
It can't. We would have to go there. Like, we don't have anything there left.
Yeah, we physically can't.
Yeah, it's like
that's the other laughable shit when people are like, "Oh, we just haven't given them the full force of our military yet." And it's like, no, they fully have. They literally shot every fucking thing we had at them. Like, all of the top shit. And they're like, "We haven't shot nope, we shot all of our best shit."
We're running low. Fox News confirmed, so you know it's true. We're running low.
Like, yeah, and I mean, and so, like, the idea that they think they're gonna, oh, now we got to go back and we'll hit them with dumb bombs and we're just gonna carpet bomb them. So you're gonna tell, then why did you even bother inventing precision missiles in the first place? Like if you think this could be accomplished with dumb bombs and carpet bombing, then why did you even invent precision missiles in the first place? That's because precision missiles are good, but we cannot touch any of Iran's military because
Yeah.
it's all like NORAD. It's all underneath fucking mountains. Like even their missile production.
Yeah.
So like the only thing we haven't shot at them is a nuke, and that wouldn't have any effect either.
Yeah, well, we don't want to do that because they, they have so many nukes. If we do that, then they'll just blow Israel right off the map. So we
Well,
don't
yeah,
want to do
well,
that.
they could build one in 2 weeks. I
Yeah, if we
guess.
nuke them, they'll have a nuke by Tuesday. So we don't want to do that.
I don't even know, dude. I don't even know where this is. I don't know how this doesn't go to that place because these idiots can't accept reality, and it's like it's like everybody in DC is high on their own supply, and they've just been drinking their own Kool-Aid so much that they honest to God believe it. Like I don't even think that any of the fucking propaganda that's on CNN or Fox News is even meant for the American people. I think it's just meant to influence Trump.
I seriously I don't understand how people think that we're winning this war when we don't. We have not accomplished one objective, and we're already ready to negotiate. People don't understand that if Iran would negotiate with us, we would do it in a heartbeat, and we haven't achieved one objective. And
It's dude, like when Trump says the other day, and he's like, "We're completely in control of the Straits of Hormuz." Why do none of those journalists then follow up with, "Then why don't you just open it?"
yeah,
If you're in control of it, then why don't you just open it? And it's like
because they're probably paid.
all,
I imagine you can't get that close to the president and be a free
and
thinker.
ask real questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine there's probably somebody that each news station is sending because they know Trump probably knows what's going to be asked. And Trump's not
Project
that sharp
Mockingbird.
anymore. He's really not
Project
that sharp.
Mockingbird.
Do what?
No, dude.
He's not sharp enough to be answering unscripted questions. He's really not.
He's showing his age and the ridiculousness of that shit. Did you see that shit last night when he said he's going to declare that the Straits of Hormuz are a U.S. territory?
No, and I'm glad I didn't fucking see that because I'd be pissed off. He just makes me so angry because what he used to be, and now you're just a fucking pussy.
What's totally bizarre to me is he read that off the teleprompter, and then he kind of even chuckled when he read it, and it's like, so somebody wrote that for him, and it's like, why would you? Who the fuck is doing that to make him look that dumb? For one, bodies of water can't be territories. Like it doesn't even work that way. Like it has to be a piece of land. Like Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, but a body of water can't be a territory. So is somebody like writing that shit for him to say it, and he's making fun of all the people in that crowd because they even fucking cheered for it? And I'm like, these are the same dumb motherfuckers that cheered for Operation Warp Speed. I'm like, how in the fuck, like, is this some kind of a joke to infuriate me? Is it making fun of them? Why are you even saying that shit?
It's almost Joe Biden level. It really, nobody's gonna say that, but it's
no, the shit Joe Biden said was fucking hilarious. That's the fucking difference.
Yeah.
The Joe Biden's dementia was fucking funny. Like falling off of bikes, talking about fucking Jimmy Popcorn and fucking stroking
hairy
hairs.
legs.
It was batshit crazy to the point where you were like, that's actually funny. But the shit Trump is saying is like,
it's just like rage bait. It's just like rage bait. You know, they want you to get mad.
It seems that way. It does. It seems that way.
The way that this administration has gone, it almost makes you feel like it couldn't have been planned worse. Like, it's like they planned for it to go off the rails, but like in an improv situation, it really did just get worse. It's almost like a reality TV show. It's really good.
No, dude. If you had told me this is where we would be back in 2024, I would have. There's no fucking way. I was like, there's no fucking way shit could get this fucked up on accident. There's no way you could take this many wrong turns unless you're doing it on purpose. It has to be on purpose, because if it wasn't on purpose, there would be some like miracle wins somewhere here along the line just by fucking just the odds of chance. Like, we would have actually had one good thing happen, but like literally there have been zero. You can't even pass the fucking SAVE Act. They have not passed a single fucking thing. Trump's executive orders that he signed, they just ignoring them. Nobody's paying attention to them. RFK's had his nuts cut off. He's over there just sucking Big Pharma's dick. Like, it's
somebody got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
I don't know. It's bad, man. I really wonder what 28, 27, even the primaries. I'm ready for the primaries. Seriously. Primaries are going to be so great, dude.
I can't grasp why some people would say, like, yeah, go vote for the Democrats. And it's like, why in the fuck would you do that?
Can I chime in here?
Please.
So if the Trump government, and are you talking about in the midterms?
Yeah.
Okay. If the Trump government is as corrupt as we think it is, and it is,
yeah.
and another way to think about it is the Democrats are going to win the midterms either way. But if the Democrats do win, they gain oversight powers over, everything. They can subpoena these people. They can actually expose corruption, possibly impeach Trump, and they're going to win anyway. It is like 95%. It's only been one incumbent ever to hold the midterms, to win the midterms, and that was Obama. That's the only president to ever do it. So the Democrats
you honestly think that Nancy Pelosi of insider trading?
Well, no, I don't think that.
Them?
I don't think that, but I'm telling you that's why it does make sense. From like a way, if you look at it and the Democrats weren't also corrupt, if that was true, then it would make sense. But nothing is going to save us in this uniparty. So
no, they're not going to impeach him.
No.
Dude, the Democrats are totally going to take the fucking House. They might take the Senate.
Yeah.
And I will bet money right now they don't impeach Trump.
Well, no, they won't do it.
They won't even attempt to stop this war.
They didn't do it in his first term. Why would they do it now?
Oh, in the first term, no, they tried to impeach him, right?
They tried, but
in the House. And then they just didn't get the fucking impeachment to pass in the Senate.
Oh. I thought
that's what happened.
Oh. Because I knew they were trying, but I knew they never got it done. But
yeah, they couldn't get enough votes in the Senate to fucking complete the impeachment for removal. Like, you vote an impeachment in the House, and then it moves to the Senate, and then the Senate votes on it, and then that's where you get removal.
Oh, well, they won't do it. Why would they?
No, dude, I mean, they could. Trump's approval rating is approaching where Nixon's is. It's already now below 30s.
Yeah.
The approval rating for the Iran war is lower than Vietnam's lowest approval rating. Vietnam had a higher approval rating even at the very last day than the Iran war has ever fucking had. Like, all of these social norms that should prevented this, none of them are functioning. Like, the institutions are all so corrupt, and everybody's evidently such a fucking coward that none of the fucking breaks that should exist to prevent any of this are functioning. Like, this isn't even a declared war.
No. It's just an operation. What do you mean? It's not a war.
So
we're not at war.
We're having our military destroyed, and we're not even in a
we're
war.
not at a war. You obviously don't listen to the POTUS, and I find that really disrespectful. So yeah, because this is just an operation.
Sometimes he does say it's a war. I've heard him say we're winning this war.
Yeah. I seen the other day he was like, energy prices, it's a small price to pay to make sure that the most evil country, and they're not even a country actually, they're the #1 state sponsor of terror, does not have a nuclear weapon. They don't have one. They never had one. They're never probably going to have one because you won't leave them alone. And now we're ready to negotiate, and we're not even gonna negotiate on their nuclear program. Like, that's the thing people aren't understanding. We are ready to negotiate with Iran and putting off nuclear negotiations. We are ready to walk away without saying anything about what we first set out for.
Oh no, now they're back to fucking, and that's what I think one of the fucking, that's one of the ruses going on here. Like, clearly Trump's objective is still for regime change. If he wanted to walk away or cut a deal, they have the memorandum of understanding. They would just follow it. But they have never had any intention of that. Like, their end goal is still to have regime change, and they're gonna fight it all the way out to the end.
You think Israel would follow the MOU if we were like,
no?
If we were like,
I mean,
seriously,
we could make them.
You think
fucking
so?
Reagan fucking made them.
I don't think they could. I don't think they could make Israel do anything. I think Israel makes us do whatever they want.
The United States would fully have the power if somebody had the balls to say, we're cutting you off if you don't get out of fucking A, B, and C. Reagan did it.
Then why would Trump not want to do that? That's the thing that I don't understand, is like, they must.
I can tell you what happened to Reagan after fucking he made Israel withdraw from Lebanon. What happened to Reagan just fucking a little while after that?
I have no idea.
He got shot.
Oh. Not just his ear?
Yeah.
Not
in his ear. No, it was not in his ear. See, a lot of people don't like, and it's not even something that I put together until fucking recently. Like, I didn't even know Reagan had made fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll even attempt to put Israel on a leash because they can't. I mean, there's obviously
Trump's a coward and he's scared of getting killed.
There's obviously some reason that they won't stop letting them have so much influence. It's going to take an outsider who Israel has nothing on, and the only thing that they can do is kill this person. And that's why I hope in the primary we get some dark horse Republican who is an outsider.
It can't be done. It can't be done with just one. Like, literally all the AIPAC people have to be removed from fucking Congress and Senate. They have to be removed from mayor's fucking seats. It would require something like the McCarthy hearings of the 50s, where you literally bring these people up, expel them, deport them, denaturalize them, and move them out of the country. I mean, this is far worse than even the communist threat, which the communist threat was real in the 50s when they tried to downplay that. McCarthy did find fucking corruption. Like, that's the other. Do you know the Rosenbergs? Are you aware of that? Like, do you know who those people are?
Not off the top of my head.
They are the last and some of the only two people to ever be executed for treason. They stole fucking nuclear secrets from the US, and they were played off as fucking Russian agents. Their name was Ethel and Julius Rosenberg. They wore tiny hats.
I was going to say that doesn't sound Russian.
Yeah, because it's not. No. And that's just, it's fucking so bizarre, because at the bottom of every rabbit hole, you find out that the T is silent.
Okay. That took me too long to put together there, but yeah.
It is. It's that insane.
The bottom of every rabbit hole, the T is silent. I'm saying that shit from now on. I'll be saying that shit.
It's so what solves this? I mean, there's plenty of ways that this could be solved, and it all does rely on public opinion. Like, the zeitgeist just does have to change. Like, there are always societal changes. Like, what is one thing they've always, like, who the fuck said that? I can't remember. I think it's a Greek philosopher said, what is it? How does that go? The human spirit will always endure any form of tyranny impressed upon it. And that has been proven true every time. No tyrannical government has ever fucking survived out or won. like tyrannical, none of them. They all fail. The people always eat that government in the end, sooner or later. That is a proven fact. So like the idea that they could pull off something that no one has ever pulled off before, I don't believe it. And that even goes back to the story of Atlantis. And I mean, that's what Plato was trying to infer even there when he was talking about how their level of technology got away from them. Society and culture, civilization does not just go like this. We do not just get better and stronger the longer that civilization exists. Civilization is a roller coaster. They build, they fall. You know, we've lost the technology of flushing toilets like 3 different times in the last 2,000 years. And humanity has gone back to shitting in ditches. Like, it really is amazing to me that the leaders and the people in power don't realize how fragile society is, and that when things fall apart, like, I'd probably be fine. Like, society can fall apart, I'd probably have a good time, I would probably enjoy that shit. But the elite, those motherfuckers, they're the first people to get eaten. Like, not like, oh, like you might have a 50-50 shot. No, dude, motherfucker, you're gonna get eaten. Like, literally eaten.
True.
Like, people are like, the mob is going to eat you. Like, that is how this always has ended. Every single fucking time some government gets out of fucking control and the wealth gap splits between the middle class and the fucking elite, society, the society, the culture, the civilization falls apart. That's where you get that term, oh, how the mighty have fallen, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. I am ready to burn this whole thing down, seriously. Like, restart, reset. We used to be an all right country. I really feel like we started out strong, and then just in the last probably 100 years. What do you think?
Yeah, like,
80?
it's anytime life gets easy, it's people forget to work hard and they become slothful. You know, that's the other reason why the Bible has always been relevant, is because people don't change, societies don't change, civilization doesn't change. The Bible is relevant because those same principles, these same warnings are always true in every human civilization. So it'd be wise to follow them, but it's the same thing. Like, we're probably not going to have to burn it down because it is going to burn down all on its own under the weight of its own bullshit. And like, yeah.
Very possible. I mean, shit is unraveling. I mean, you can't deny that. It's unraveling.
Yeah, and they know it. That's why they're building bunkers and shit, which I also find hilarious. Like, have you ever, like, these dipshits, they build bunkers, and then they have like their security team. I heard this security expert, he was laughing. He was on some podcast. He says, like, all these top level elites brought him in and they were like, how do we secure our bunkers and like our security force? And he was just like, you have a security force? Well, like, you got to get rid of them, because like in an apocalypse situation, like, your security force isn't going to take care of you. What do they need you for? What the fuck would the security force? No, they're just going to kill you and take all your shit, and then them and their families are going to live in your bunker. Like, you morons. And like, these elite, they're so disconnected, they do not even understand that, like, there is no way they survive this.
Yeah, the Goyim, the thing they don't, the Goyim are really animals. Like, we're really dogs. The Gentiles will really kill you. Like, we're ready.
That's the meek shall inherit the earth, because the meek are capable, right?
Yeah.
Like, every time a civilization falls, other parts of humanity still carry on. Like, right now, we in our silicon-based technology civilization, we exist right now to hunter-gatherers that live in the Stone Age. Like, there are Stone Age civilizations that operate on this planet right now. So like, this idea that like, oh my God, what happens if our fucking, we'll all go extinct? Like, no, dude. Like, humanity has survived fucking comet impacts, the Younger Dryas. We have survived saber-toothed tigers and far fucking harsher shit than Donald Trump and corrupt governments. Like, this is not humanity's first role at a corrupt, warring government that doesn't pay attention to its people.
I don't think it's over. I mean, I do think there's a shot to come back and save this place, but you know, small, I would say. But it would take a lot.
Come back and save it. It's gonna have to be rebuilt, right? Like, what is, people always point to the fall of Rome. Okay, what like, do you have any idea about the fall of Rome?
Well, I think it was collapsed? Well, I think it was corruption and overuse of their military and inflation and stuff like that, wasn't it? Like, the wealth gap became too much, and it kind of fell apart from the inside, didn't it? Because they were overusing their military.
Yes and no. Actually, they fucking, what happened in 476 was Rome used complete foreigners to stock their military. Rome's entire military was all German Visigoths. Like, they had imported foreigners, and that's who they employed for their entire military. And then they didn't pay them, and they were like, fuck you guys. And they came down and they sacked Rome. And when the Visigoths sacked Rome, that was in 476. How they got into the city was they knocked down the aqueducts. They broke the aqueducts. They broke what brought fresh water into the city. The Visigoths didn't then kill everybody. They only hung out for 3 days. They stole some shit. They raped a little. They fucking killed some people. They didn't kill everybody. They didn't even kill like fucking 20% of the population. But when the Visigoths fucking took all their booty and they fucking left, there was no one left in Rome who knew how to rebuild the aqueducts. Rome could not get its shit together enough because of the corruption, because of the stupidity, because people had become too specialized, and the engineers, like the handful of engineers, somehow got killed. So nobody knew how to put the aqueducts back together. There was no fresh water, and Rome never really collapsed. Rome's population, the city, then went from 1 million down to about 50,000 people. And as far as I understand it, the population of Rome, the city, never since the Empire of Rome fell below 40,000 people. It didn't collapse and disappear. And even then, you had the fucking Western Empire that existed in Byzantium, right? Like, and that fucking in Constantinople, and that fucking part of the Roman Empire. And they said they were Romans themselves. That fucking doesn't fall till 1140. And then you have the whole idea that Rome really never fell at all because they just figured out how to rule with a book rather than a sword and became the Roman Catholic Church. People don't realize that do you know the Pope's title? What's the Pope's Latin title?
I couldn't tell you.
Pontificus Maximus. That is the Pope's title. That is the same title as the Roman Emperor. The Roman Emperor was known Pontificus Maximus. The Vatican is built on Palatine Hill, the same place the Roman emperors ruled from for fucking ever. The catacombs that exist below the Vatican are from the times of Rome, the Republic, and Rome, the Empire. It's where they stashed their treasure. It's where Rome continues to stash its treasure now. Like, Rome mutated, it changed, so even here, it's not going to fall apart. We're seeing a loss of our empire status, and it doesn't happen in a day. That's why you'll see here some people say, like, no, Rome fell in 402, no, Rome fell in 476, no, Rome fell in 512. Like, Rome had all these events that knocked down some of their power, but at no point did they disappear or cease to have Romans that existed. We're not going to fall as a country. We're just not going to be what we were. And then the question becomes, when we do get knocked down, do we realize our mistakes and do we build something back better? That would be the difference. Once the morale of the country once an empire falls, the people rarely, what are you going to be proud of? What are you going to work for? We're entering that stage. I get, you know what should bring some idea of a silver lining or a possible good ending is Russia. That's a good modern equivalent of when the USSR fell. And regardless of what people think of Putin, Putin put that country back together and brought it back to a superpower. Like, so that is a modern day equivalent of a country that actually collapsed as a fucking superpower, was able to rebuild itself into something better than it was. Like, it purged itself of the Bolsheviks, right? So we may actually be able to purge ourselves of the Zionists, what we lack.
If we can get somebody as based as Putin.
Yeah, it's leadership. It's leadership and balls.
I like Putin. I'm not gonna lie. I think that guy's kind of a fucking G.
No great leader is probably a great person, right?
Yeah, like, okay. I like him as a leader. All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
To be a great leader, a great leader of a large nation, I don't know that you can be a great person. Like, you're gonna have to make some concessions. Look at all the people Alexander the Great killed. Yeah, I think they call him the Great.
He's a goat. He's a goat.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Jess, I've had a good time. So,
me too, buddy.
What's your final takeaway from this conversation?
Shit's fucked up, but it's not fucking hopeless, I guess.
Give us some wise words before we depart.
Wise words. If you cannot save this country if you can't save yourself. No one is coming to save you, and it's like Tucker's 10 points. How we save this country is by everybody saving themselves. If everybody got their own house in order and their own shit in order, society would change for the better. You change things through the zeitgeist. We change things by being the change that we want to see. You know, lead by example, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I hope you had fun talking to this vaccinated piece of shit. I'll appreciate you for doing this, talking to a stupid goyim like me. We always have fun with you on, so we'll catch you in the next one, I guess. Do what?
Good head on your shoulders. I always enjoy talking with you, dude.
Yeah, I do too. You're kind of like my dad if he didn't smoke meth. I've said it once, I'll say it again.
The weirdest shit.
So true, though.
I don't know how to take that.
Weird, but so true. You say, you're like my son if he was vaccinated.
You are about the same age.
Yeah. Hey, I seen him with the angle grinder the other day. I seen that in the shorts. I was like, that guy's brave. He had the angle grinder and the shorts on. Like, that guy's brave. But yeah,
fight your fucking generation and those fucking slides and those prison Crocs. You fucking kids.
I like hey dudes.
God, dude, I can't. I bought my kid a pair of $200 boots and he won't fucking wear them. He wears those fucking prison slides. It drives me fucking.
I don't wear the slides, but
crazy.
I don't wear the slides of the Crocs. I have a little more respect than that, but I do wear the hey dudes. You know, they're.
I don't. I've heard of it. I couldn't tell you what the fuck they are, but I'm glad you enjoy them.
They're chill. They're chill.
Oh my God.
Little slip-ons, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Check that out. Walk out the house with flavor on, Jess. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
When you grow up one day, you might.
Maybe. I wouldn't fucking put too much fucking stock in it, though. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. All right, turn that shit off.